Hi there, and welcome to Rachel's Now Reading. Today we are reviewing Spiritual and Religious, the Gospel in an Age of Paganism by Tom Wright. This book by Tom Wright is quite an interesting read. What's the book about? In the author's own words, the whole thrust of this book is that the true God has, in Jesus, dethroned the false God, and that by this Spirit at work in and through His people, He is implementing that victory in the world today. Wright tells us that even though some people claim not to be religious today, they worship a variety of different gods. These include Mars, the god of war. He notes that violence is glorified in films, videos, and novels and acted out on the streets and in homes. Where we once had in the West a society where everybody at least gave lip service to the principle that forgiveness was a good thing, we are now moving rapidly toward the state where it is seen as a sign of weakness. Hitting back is the norm. Then there is Mammon, the god of money, and I quote, "The skyscrapers of our cities function, as cathedral spires did before, as symbols to indicate which gods are being worshipped. Increasingly in our society, money has taken over the all-powerful position, so that large numbers of graduates each year not think about going to work in creative or cultural areas, but simply want to enter the business of handling other people's money, or playing number games that circle the world in a kind of giant corporate roulette." Then there's Aphrodite, the goddess of erotic love. Tom is not a prude and says that there is something about sexual attraction in general which resonates so powerfully in the human subconscious, which catches so many echoes of the meaning of creation itself, that it is only right that erotic love should be accorded an important place in human society and culture. What he objects to, in his own words, is that the problem comes when, as in our own day, this God-given aspect of being human is the be-all and end-all of human existence. Eroticism is the pagan caricature of the God-given sexual desire. It implies that sexual activity is the cure-all, the greatest good, the one thing for which we were made. Newspapers and magazines scream this message at us. Advertisement hoardings hit us in the face with it. The goddess Aphrodite offers bliss, escape, and transports of delight. More detail on these false gods are in part 2 of the book. This is where he suggests how we can be the church for the world. In part 1, he elaborates on the history of paganism and how Jesus has triumphed over it. I recommend this book to every Christian. It's an important read and will equip you well. I'll put a link in the description down below if you'd like to get a copy. Bye!